is
Tracy.
wonderful.
Oh, I thought that was my cue to be pumped too.
I love it. You are cute to be pumped because you are always pumped. I said your name and you are on, and we are unstoppable today on your TV, the Halton region, on the Disability Channel. And I'm so excited to be seeing you face to face.
Me too. It's been a while, and I always admire everything that you, all the messages you share, and everything you do as well. So super excited to be back here with you.
We are some pretty kindred spirits.
Absolutely, that's what the world needs.
It's true. And you and I are kind of some of the early trendsetters of sorts in the parasport world, getting out into the Paralympic trials, and now the game is just getting higher and higher performance out there. And before we started recording, you mentioned that there's an article out there about the importance of parasport and the difference it makes.
Yeah, I mean, the narrative has to continue that we need more coverage consistently, like many social causes and things of that nature. But uh, the world of people with disabilities is exciting. The more that we do get coverage, the more people get um, inspired by what's possible. And I think that one of the things that's important to mention is not just because someone has a disability they're inspiring, but to understand how they think and why they think a certain way, and realize that each one of us, no matter whether we have a disability or not, can all choose that same mindset that helps us become what I like to say a hero in our own movie.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. The hero in your own movie. And way back in 2015, during the Toronto Pan Am Para Pan Am Games, when they were here, and 11 of the Paralympic trials, they were qualifiers for the Paralympics for Rio. And we had to pay for all media coverage in order to get any media coverage for those Paralympic trials and those Pan Am Para Pan Am Games, unlike all of the other sports. And now what we're seeing for 2020 and beyond is that level of, as you say, hero of your own movie is completely transferable. And you are this leadership guru over time because of being a high performance athlete. But let's take our listeners back in time to what got you to be a high performance athlete. You've got quite a life journey. So will you sort of start us off at the beginning of what led you to where you are today?
Yeah, I can provide. I give what I say like the Cole's notes or the elevator speech, not to try and make it sound like that, but uh, to kind of wrap it all in a nutshell. Most people know me today as a Paralympian in sledge hockey. And if you have never seen sledge hockey before, it's where you play hockey sitting down and you pull yourself around using your arms. Next question is, if you could see me, it's like I'm walking, but why are you in parasport if you're walking? Uh, what happened was today I'm 39, but when I was 23 years old, I broke my back riding my dirt bike, rode freestyle motocross, and was paralyzed, and was never supposed to walk again. So luckily, I didn't sever my spinal cord. Clearly, as you can see, I've got back on my feet. But from that spinal cord injury, I can't stand up and skate, run, or jump very well at all. So that's what got me down into the world of parasport. And I played hockey as a kid a bit. Wasn't very good at it, but sledge hockey gave me a new opportunity to give it a shot. And yeah, once I discovered that I didn't even know the Paralympics existed.
Yeah.
For 2 years after my whole life, and for 2 years after my accident, I didn't even know the para sport existed, which I think is even more reason to that testament of why we need to keep putting para sport and people with disabilities out there, so that, imagine how many people could find a new reason, new purpose, something to look forward to after acquiring a disability if they weren't born with it. That's the power of parasport, is it gave me something to look forward to. And of course, the community, health and wellness, and a fun ride that ended up putting me on the stage to share my story with others.
Oh my gosh. And same story here. Most of my life, I was 40 before I even found out there was Paralympic sailing, and had been a sailor all my life. And what a difference it would make for all of us to be out there. So 2 years of your recovery at 23 But one of my highlights of what you just shared was that you were an adventurer, right? You were a dirt biker even before your injury. And often, a lot of the folks that I meet that acquire a disability are adventurers, and that it was through adventure that they ended up acquiring that disability. And that your journey didn't stop there. It was a lot of emotional breakthroughs, and there were plenty of roadblocks, and there were some real crushing realities that has led you to, yes, being a high performance sledge hockey superstar, but you're also today, you support people through their own breakthroughs in corporations and in sport and in everyday life and in this pandemic. And so what was some of the insights on your journey that has you so powerful, not only in your physical prowess and your adventurous spirit, but in your mindset?
So here's what I'd like to share with everyone who's watching today. My, you heard a bit about my story, and what I speak on is what I like to call the hero mindset.
Yeah.
So two things. First, a bit more of the backstory. The kicker to my story is not just was I paralyzed, but my dad was paralyzed also in a hunting accident 4 years before I was.
Oh,
So my mom had both husband and son, both in wheelchairs with spinal cord injuries at the exact same time.
oh, what are the chances?
Now, my dad unfortunately couldn't deal with his disability. Long story short, he ended up taking his own life.
Oh, Kevin, I'm sorry.
It's thank you, and it's unfortunate that it happened, but I also know that a lot of positives came from that.
Yes.
So that's the context. Now, the hero mindset, what I'd like to share with everyone watching and listening today, I speak on what I call the hero mindset because I came home from the Paralympics and people would call me a hero. And I used to get almost frustrated thinking, I'm not a hero, I'm just like you. So I started to think about how can I demystify what is a hero? I looked up the definition, and it's described as a person who's either admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities.
Poof.
And so the lesson here, one, is that we don't need to be an athlete, a veteran, a police officer. We can just be ourselves, and each of us can exemplify those qualities in our day-to-day lives. And so as I started to reflect on what was the mindset that helped me become a hero in my own life, where people saw that in me, the three principles that I teach are: number one, to accept responsibility.
Yeah.
Recognize that we may not be responsible for what's happened in our life, but we're always responsible for what we do about it. Second, take things one step at a time. Whatever massive goal we have in our life, it's all achieved by taking small baby steps. I didn't learn how to walk in one giant leap. It was one toe, then another toe, and then three toes, and then three more toes. And the third principle is just never give up, because there's been so many times along the way, especially way back when I felt like doing what my dad did. But if I had thrown in the towel when I felt like that, I would have never discovered parasport. I would have never had this opportunity to inspire so many other people. I never would have seen what possibilities exist in our life living with a disability. And it takes each of us applying and adopting that mindset, what I like to call a hero mindset, every single day to show up and become a hero in our own movie.
Oh my gosh, Kevin. You've got me on the edge of my seat, and I have 1,000 things that I want to follow up with, and it's time for a commercial break. You're such a tease. So, listeners, please stay tuned. I am here with Kevin Rempel, team builder extraordinaire, Paralympic sledge hockey extraordinaire. I am Unstoppable Tracy with the Your Today show on Halton TV on TDC.